City of Johannesburg Mayor Dr. Mpho Phalatse is expected to face yet another motion of no confidence today. It's understood that the third motion will be brought by Jama-ah. Last year, Phalatse was briefly ousted in a motion by minority parties, but was later reinstated after a court ruling found her removal to be unlawful. Mbali Thethani is following the story and joins us now. Mbali, good to catch up. What do you have for us in this hour?
Well, Hugo, as the City of Johannesburg convenes its first sitting of council for the year 2023, there is a renewed effort to remove Dr. Mpho Phalatse from the position as Mayor of the City of Johannesburg. So we now know that the council did start at least around 10 o'clock this morning, and from the benches of Jama-ah, they have asked for an hour's caucus break. And of course, you would know that these parties in council are still deliberating on who they think should be nominated for the position of Johannesburg Mayor. Of course, we know that looking at the likes of Action SA and the sentiments coming from that party, they have said that the multi-party government coalition in the city of Johannesburg has indeed collapsed. And of course, we now know that, of course, the suggestions in terms of who will lead the city will certainly be coming from the benches of the minority parties, of course, being the ANC, AIC, Jama-ah, ATM and other smaller parties represented in council. But joining us now, we are joined by Dada Morero. He is the ANC's Gauteng chairperson. Previously, we knew that there was a deal between the ANC and the EFF. The EFF was meant to have the city of Ekurhuleni, and you were supposed to come in here as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. We understand that has now changed this morning.
Well, the negotiations has come to a conclusion between the EFF and the ANC, and we have agreed that we will then proceed and elect a candidate mayor from the minority parties, and we have also agreed together that we will remove the Democratic Alliance in both Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni. So today Johannesburg is therefore ready to remove the Democratic Alliance and allow space for minorities, because they told us now that they've went into a meeting, and post their meeting they will then give us direction as to what they are saying, and we will then proceed and elect a minority mayor.
Will this be an interim mayor in the city of Johannesburg?
Well, the advice from the discussions in concluding the negotiations is that, yes, of course, it will be a temporary position so that certain matters can be resolved between the ANC and the EFF. So we then agreed that we can't withdraw our motion today, because we did withdraw it in November, giving time for the negotiations to be concluded. Now in January we then felt, as the ANC and other parties here, that we can't withdraw it again. That's what then forced a solution to agree on an interim mayor.
Do we know who that interim mayor will be? Is it Thapelo from Jama-ah, or is it Margaret Arnold from the AIC?
As I said, the minorities are in a meeting now to have the discussion. And they will come back and tell us what's the way forward.
When it comes to those who will be voting with the minority parties today, I understand that there's also a renewed negotiation with the PA rather.
The PA is part of our bloc. They've committed to it. Even this morning, the president of the PA is here and reaffirmed their position. So we are ready, of course, to remove the Democratic Alliance today.
And you're certain that that process will be happening today? Because we understand that council is expected to sit over 2 days.
Not today. We will elevate the motion to remove the mayor, so that all other items are presided over with a new mayor.
You know, the residents of Johannesburg continue to criticize political parties in the city of Johannesburg and say that this has nothing to do with residents of this specific city, and more to do with politicians and them wanting to get something in return when it comes to voting in a new mayor and removing a mayor. Do you have the interests of the residents of the city of Johannesburg at heart when you continue to have this leadership change all the time?
Well, Mbali, the ANC governed Johannesburg since the advent of democracy in 1995 when we started with local government. In 2000 we went to elect local government, and for all that period we have served the community and the residents of Johannesburg. Now that the politics have changed and no party has been able to win 50% and above for them to be able to constitute government, unfortunately is the situation we find ourselves in, where it will be coalitions after coalitions. But it is also important for residents to do know that there's an administration that is responsible for the day-to-day running of services and providing services. In fact, council is more about setting up of policies. In fact, so it's not something that will directly affect the day-to-day lives of our people. I mean, we still continue to ensure that there's refuse removal, there's water and there's electricity, regardless of the fact that the political leadership changes from time to time as a result of coalition formations.
All right, thank you very much. That is, of course, Dada Morera. I'm just going to quickly squeeze in Funzi Ngobeni. He is from Action SA. Funzi, we kept on seeing a number of statements being brought out by your party saying that indeed the multi-party government of the city of Johannesburg has collapsed.
Yes, unfortunately so. It has collapsed because the DA didn't accede to an offer that we had all agreed on, including their negotiators, that was going to bring the PA into the pack. And because of that, we will not have numbers to successfully defend Mayor Phalatse today.
You're also accusing the DA of not wanting to defend Mayor Mpho Phalatse. Why do you continue to say that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no, plausible reason why they will decline such an offer. I mean, since these negotiations have started, they've been really dragging their feet into coming to the table, playing delaying tactics. Even up until yesterday, there was supposed to be a feedback from the DA FedEx, 2 days ago, after we have sent them a letter to say they must really reconsider their offer, and they didn't come back to us. So those type of antics show us that they are not interested in defending Mayor Phalatse and the residents of the city of Johannesburg. It's quite unfortunate, but I think residents of the city and the voters should then make up their mind to whether DA is really interested in leading, because clearly, as we speak today, they are not interested in doing so.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is Funzi Ngobeni. He is from Action SA. Also there, we heard Dada Morero just talking about the negotiations which are currently underway. We do understand that the mayor, when Mpho Phalatse, or should Mpho Phalatse be removed as mayor in the city of Johannesburg, that candidate is most likely to come from minority parties, be it AIC or Jama-ah. But we understand that negotiation processes are still underway.
Mbali, Thethani, appreciate your time. We'll leave it there for now.